Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Edgemastergaming, where today, as promised, I'm going to show you guys how I broke the most recent world record speedrun for getting to round 20 on the research map. I figured that since I just recently did the Call of the Void speedrun, that I should probably try my hand at getting the remaining records as well. As you can see, the current record stands at 19 minutes and 15 seconds by this guy. So, like before, I'm going to explain everything in detail on what needs to be done so that you guys can tackle the speedrun as well. Now before we get started, please don't hesitate to hit that like button should you enjoy this video, and definitely consider subscribing. Also, the place to submit these records are in the Project Lazarus Wiki Discord. That link, as well as others that support Lazarus and my channel, are in the description box, so please join them when you can. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get started. I spent a few hours trying to do this speedrun, and each time that I got to round 20, I kept coming up short. I would miss the time to beat by about 1 minute or so. And what I found was that my approach to doing this speedrun was extremely flawed. I would basically stay in spawn, get as many kills as I could to get enough points to turn on the power, rush over to the lab, get K1A, eventually pack a punch, and then lose. So obviously something had to change, but I just didn't know what I was doing wrong. Then it finally hit me. The reason why my strategy wasn't working was because of the time that I spent rushing to the lab. If you're rushing to turn on the power, you're not killing any zombies. And if you're not killing any zombies, then you're also not cycling through any rounds. So what this means is, anytime that you move around the map to a new room, whether it's by a door or a teleporter, it has to be a time that the round transitions, never ever during the middle of the round. And once you move to whatever area that you end up in, you have to kill the zombies that spawn there. Alright, so now that I figured out the problem, I obviously needed a new approach. So here is a step-by-step process for what I did. Go through the early rounds by using a combination of the starter pistol and the Raffica. Remember, we want to kill all the zombies as quickly as possible. The Raffica can achieve this very easily, as it can one-shot up to round 6 without double tap. Also, since it's lightweight, you can move around the map fairly quickly. By the way, don't worry about getting points to get to the lab, as they'll come to you in due time. Now, while it's totally up to you as to how long you want to stay in the spawn room, I highly recommend moving over to the speed cola room no later than round 3. As you simply want to traverse the map room by room, getting to the lab area by round 6. To help you along the way, I would pick up the JS9, as it's a great backup to the K1A, and because it's in a very convenient spot to get more ammo. When you finally get to the lab, open every locked door, turn on the power of course, and grab the K1A. I open every door in the lab so that I'm more accessible to the zombies. I used to think that standing at the top of the steps of the main teleporter area was best for this. However, after this run, I believe it's definitely the lab. All the zombies are at one elevation, making it way easier to get to them, which is why I believe it is better. And the K1A again is such a great weapon. The module just refills your magazine for you, which reduces any reload time tremendously. So definitely pick that up when you can. After cutting on the power and taking the teleporter, you want to grab the only 2 essential perks that I think you'll need, and those are Speed Cola and Double Tap. If you feel more comfortable with getting Jug, then that's cool too, but you don't need it, trust me. I want to reiterate again, please, whatever room you end up going to, make sure that you finish that round in that room before moving on. By round 10, you should be in the main teleporter room. Turn on the pack-a-punch at the end of the round so that you can pack both of your weapons. On round 11, this is the other major part of this strategy. You're going to stay in the pack-a-punch room to kill all of the zombies this round. Because the room is small in size and has 2 spawns, you kill the zombies quicker, therefore progressing the round even faster. Now you're simply going to rinse and repeat this process. On round 12, stay in the room until the door opens. You want the 2 spawn points active as much as you can. When you leave, start the pack-a-punch process again, but don't hit the last panel until after you've killed the last zombie. From here, you have 2 options. You could re-enter the pack room or go to the lab. I decided that I may not have time to hit both panels and run into the pack room, so I decided to go back to the lab instead. I truly think that the lab is not equally as good as staying in the pack room, but it's not off by much. On round 14, I ended up back in the pack room. Again, just continue to repeat this process to help you go through each round as quickly as possible. The plan is to finish up the speed run while you're in here, which means you'll need to be in here on round 19. And that pretty much sums up this entire strategy in a nutshell. So, rather than subject you guys to watching my speedrun on this video, here's a link to it in the corner so you can check out what all these tips look like when they come together. Well guys, that's going to do it for this strategy video. If you have any questions about doing this, please drop it in the comments down below. In my next Project Lazarus video, I'm going to show you guys how I got the world record for the Pack-a-Punch speedrun, which is the final world record for all the speedruns on the research map. And let me tell you, that is the hardest one to do. all of which you'll see when I drop that video. And as always guys, remember to have fun, take care, and God bless.